Welcome to Looking Within, a podcast for the spiritual explorer in each of us. I'm Julie. I love to explore the inner life using contemplative practices, and I love to help others to do the same. In our time together, I hope you gain a sense of hope, meaning, joy, and love. As a Christian spiritual explorer, I hope to offer some thoughts to help you see God's presence and activity in ever-expanding ways. As you listen, ponder, and experience the divine, feel free to use the spiritual perspective you are most comfortable with in our practice today. Now, let's begin. Welcome to your Looking Within Wednesday bonus episode. This is a follow-on to our conversation this week about being blessed or affirmed for our true identity as beloved children of God. On Monday, we also touched on the thought that it's often easier for us to feel cursed than blessed, perhaps feeling like victims of a world and life's realities that we cannot change. We ended our Monday conversation being reminded of God's presence and love that guides every step that we take, and reflected on James Dillett Freeman's prayer poem, I Am There. Today, I'd like to use another of Freeman's prayer poems called The Prayer for Protection. This prayer has deep personal meaning for me, as my dad carried this prayer in his wallet for years and recited it over and over for strength and comfort during some long nights in intensive care during the last week of his life. James Dillett Freeman wrote this prayer in 1940 when World War II was raging in Europe. The Unity Church, of which Freeman was a minister, received many letters and phone calls from people caught in the conflict, asking for a prayer for protection that could be shared in churches and used in homes. The prayer has been slightly changed and revised over the years, and several years ago I spotted and began using an additional phrase that some add on to the end. It's amazing to see the impact of Freeman's prayer poems over the decades. Along with Freeman's prayer, I Am There, the prayer for protection was even carried to the moon by Apollo astronauts in both 1969 and 1971. This Freeman prayer poem is just 5 sentences long, but packed with images that I think you'll find quite powerful. A beloved child of God, as we all are, is not immune to the challenges and uncertainties of life. And yet, knowing that we're blessed and affirmed by God as a much-loved son or daughter, we can feel certain that God takes us by the hand and holds us fast, as an elder and mentor of mine used to say. Here's Freeman's prayer poem, Prayer for Protection. I'll read it a line at a time, giving some seconds for you to visualize and see the sentence's words in your mind and heart. And after the final line, you'll have a few minutes to take whichever of the sentences you most need to hear today and hold it close in mind and heart. I'll invite you now to gently close your eyes as I recite the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Now take whichever words you most need to hear today. You are beloved, and God wants to help and guide you. Do you need to know that you're surrounded by light, enfolded by love, protected by powerful hands, watched over by God's presence, or assured that God is wherever you are. I'll be back with you in about 3 minutes. As we end our meditation, take a few deep breaths in and out. In and out. You are the beloved, the chosen one of God, blessed, broken, and given to the world around you. I'll sound the Tibetan singing bowl, and when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, remaining still for a moment longer. Thanks for joining me for this bonus episode of Looking Within. I hope you'll join me again on Friday as we conclude the week together. As he wrote about writing this prayer poem called The Prayer for Protection, James Dillett Freeman said, quote, "I think God has many ways of speaking to us, and not only in words that we hear with our ears. I think God speaks to our hearts and minds, and sometimes God's message has nothing to do with words. God is love and intelligence and life. More than anything we say God is, or even imagine God is the one universal presence and power, and is seeking to express truth and beauty and good through all of us and for all of us." End quote. If that isn't an affirming blessing for us as the beloveds of God, I don't know what is. Thank you for making time for your inner self today. Whatever you've discovered and experienced, carry that with you in the coming days. You can find more episodes at our website, Gloria-Day, that's DEI.com/lookingwithinpodcast, or subscribe through your favorite podcast app. We'll see you next time.